laser. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the laser welding system. And firstly, as you can see, the whole laser machine will including two main parts. The first is the host machine, and second is the welding wire feeder, auto feeder. And the host machine is including the laser source inside, the laser source part, and the water chiller in the bottom. Here is the control panel of the welding system. On the top side, LED module, LED panel, and here inside this is the control panel, the electric board, and the power supply inside. This one is the welding gun. It's the welding gun. Right now we are using the chilling welding system. Okay. And these cables you see here is including the fiber laser cables inside and the water pipes inside for the welding gun cooling. And the welding guns, the structure is including firstly is the welding nozzle. The welding nozzle, we have different types, welding nozzle for different angles. So when we send the machine, we will give you several different kind of welders. And the details you can see the parameters, like this one is for the, you know how to say in English, but you can see the different. So if they have different angles, you can use it. This one, you can see they have a channel here is using the welding well fittings. So this is the consumption parts. And usually we will give you like 8 pieces to 10 pieces for free, and for 1 year using, you'd better prepare the 50 pieces. Okay, we come back to the laser welding head. This laser welding the gums nozzle here, and in this part is a protection lens, protective lens. Every time when you start using the laser system, you have to check. Remove this part, the screws, and pull the protection lens out. And check if the protection lens is clean or no. If it's dirty or cracked, when you use a laser machine, it will burn the optical parts in the backside. So be careful when you use the machine, check here first. And if it's dirty, you can use the cotton with alcohol to clean it. This is a protective lens, and in this part is a focus lens. They have focus lens inside. And here they have a scanning system with the reflective mirrors inside. And in this part, this for the straight, the laser beams. And here is the QBS in the connection interface from the laser source. And here we have an interface of the chilling welding gums. So with this one, you can check the power you are using and also the welding wires you are using. So this is the basic introduction of the hot weld. And also the welding systems. Here we can support different welding wires inside. So normally we can support 0.8, 1.0, 1.2, 1.6 millimeter welding welds. You can, for different materials, welding you will need to use different welds, like the stainless steel, carbon steel, they are using the same. And aluminum is using the aluminum welding welds. This part just give the outer fitting for the laser welding system. And here, the cables, our standard cables for the welding guns is 10 meters. So if you have any like a special requirement for make the length longer, we can do the customized made. So maximum maybe 15 meters. In the back side, you will see there have some connections here. Okay, in this interface, these cables is connecting with the welding system. With welding, the welding wire fitting device. Here they have a air pipe connecting here, is connecting with the protection gas. Like the tank you see here, the protection gas. Here is the main power cable, electric main power cable. So with this power cable, you're connecting with the power supply. And here is the GND, ground phase, ground wire. Okay, here we have a clamp here. This for the, when using the weldings, you have to use this clamp to touch the processing materials, and using the weld gun's nozzle connect with the material, then you can have a laser shoot out. If not, if you just put this like this one, there will have no laser come from the laser welding guns. This is for the protection issues. And about the protection protection gas, usually we're using the argon gas or nitrogen gas, which is the same as your traditional welding waste like MIG, TIG welding waste. And here the air pressure we usually set around the 5 ampere to 10 ampere below, between. And the airflow we will use between 10 to 15 this area. Okay, that's the protection lens. So this protection gas, the one function is trying to protect the welding in the surface of the weldings. In case there have oxygen, have the chemical result with the materials. And the second using for the protection lens, the protection gas is there have a gas come out from this part, and it will blow the dust away, so that the smoke and dust will not go inside the optical parts, and that to protect the lamps inside. That's the main using. But sometimes if customers do not have any requirement for the welding surface, they just want to weld the metals, that's all, and doesn't care about the surface. You can use a compressed air also. Okay? So usually for the like a carbon steel, mild steel, you just need to do the weld, and then we need to do the painting next. Then you can still use the compressed air, but usually we will suggest use the protection gas. That's the introduction of the machine, and now we will start the machine, teach you how to do. So when you receive the machine, firstly connect the power supply. The main power cable is connecting with it. Make sure the GND cables is connected, and then you connect with the air pipe with the protection gas. And here after you connect the pipes and cables, here we need to put the water, the clean water inside. Okay, they have a tank and water inside, so you put water inside. If you do the daily maintenance for the water cleaning, you can use this place, water out from this part, okay? The laser source, we have different options. Generally, we're using the rakers, okay? If you have special requirement like IPG, we can also use. Now, everything, if you are ready, connecting with the pipe, cables, and also the water chiller inside is start, then you can start the machine. Firstly, turn on the air switch, make sure it is on. And then secondly, release emergency button. And here press the system host. This is the power cable. You start, and then you will see the control panels will start working. Okay, they have some options here, we will tell you later. And about here, they have a water chiller. So you start a water chiller, the water chiller will start to work. And this laser power is control the laser output. So later we will open it down when we start working. And here in the interface, you can see there have some options. This is the main control here. Firstly, in this line is the laser control parameters. It is control the laser power and output. The motor control is control the welding guns, the scanning systems. The gas control is control the protection gas, the output. And the power here percentage is control the how much power will output, and the frequency is a laser output frequency. So usually we suggest use below 3000 hertz, 3K hertz, below that. So use 3000 is okay. The duty circle we can use 90%, 100%, it's okay. So you can set it 90%. And the working mode, this control the scanning systems. We have different ways. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 here options here. This is the laser running ways. So usually we prefer the triangle way. Should be more easy to use. This is our experience, but you can test by your side. Frequency you can choose to 18 hertz. And the wires, this is the wires of the welding wires. It will depending on your welding material thickness. So if your thickness is only 1 mm, then you can set the wires to 1 mm or 1.5 according to the thickness. But if the thickness is around 3 to 4 mm, if you just set 1 mm, then it's not able to weld. So this wire set will according to the thickness of your material. And the gas control, you can keep as the factory settings here. This advanced is just when you start working, the gas will output 220 microseconds before. And delay is that when you finish the lasers off work, the gas will still output for 210 microseconds. And this one proportion is not useful, just keep it at 10%. Okay, this is the control panel introduction. And here we have the laser red port alignment. Okay, you can adjust the red light by choose the arrows here. So when you use the lasers, you can check, or you can shoot. You shoot and find the laser red point if it's the same point or no. If it's not, you can choose here to make an adjustment. And on this interface, this is the version number of the control panels and the license here. And you can choose the language here. Right now we have English and Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese, okay, Russian. So now English. That's the general introduction of this one. And we go to F gap here. This you can seems like the second switch for the laser. Only when you turn it on, the laser will output. But if you turn it off, the laser will not work. So you can turn it on. And the gas is used to test only. So you can press here to test if they have late gas come out or no. So I press here right now, and then I will go to check the gas here because we didn't open it yet, so there is no gas. Now we can open it, and then you can adjust the flows here. Okay, you can see the compressor, the pressure, and the flow here. And now we go back to the machine. We can turn it off because it's just for testing. Okay, and there have another 2 options here. These welding options is only when you use welding guns to do the welding, it will turn on, and then you can see the status. But if you're not welding, then it is keep off. The connect means there have clamps here. Okay, so when you connect it, right now this is off. When you connect it, it will turn it on. Okay, so this is for the safety issues. Okay, that's the introduction for the control panel. It's very easy. Now we'll go to start. So firstly, you can make sure if your you can check if the focus distance is correct or no. Right now we're setting the power to 20%, frequency 3000, and use the triangle working mode wise 3 mm, and turn on the laser. You can see the backside interface. You can see the power, the wise, the frequency, and the mode. Okay, and here they have the buttons here. The buttons here. When you press it in a halfway, it will just you see there have a red light indication, so it will show the position. So you can press the buttons to check where is the strongest place, to check if the focus is correct or no. You see? So right now the focus is in the center of this area. We can use it. And then now you do the weldings. So make sure the clamps is holding on the materials. Now we go to find another material. Okay, we have a metal here again. Be careful when you use a laser to burn it because it's very heavy power. So it will be very hot. So when you do the operation, wear a glove. Otherwise you will get maybe hit your hands or fingers. And here they have goggles. When you do the operation, we suggest you to wear the goggles. This will come with the machine. So when you do the weldings, the flames comes out will not hurt you. Now we clamp it. And remember, when you do the weldings, the safety issues that the front side cannot stand people. If they have front side, we cannot make sure the laser will not reflect to the other people. So make sure the front side is empty. And now when we do the weldings, and make sure the angles much better, like the 45 degrees. Don't very straight. If it's very straight, the laser reflection will hurt the optic lens. And then now we'll do the weldings. For example, we put here, and you will see the red line here. And make sure the position is correct. We can firstly point the red point here into place and just give a quick shot. You see, you already have a power here. And then we can weld it smoothly. Again, the power is only 20. Okay, you can see the surface. It's clean and no need the second polish. You can see the back side is already welding through. Okay, it's very strong right now. This one is without the welding wells. If you use the welding wells, the surface will be more smooth, and in the space between it can be filled by the welding wells, so the surface will be more beautiful. And it will depend on your requirement. So with welding well, we will be much better, but with this kind of way, it's also working. So it's just depending on you. If you find like just now, if you cannot weld it well, maybe the power settings is low. You can increase the power a little bit. And if the power is enough, you can still not weld it. Maybe the position is not correct. I mean the laser shooting direction is not correct, or the welding speed is too fast. You have to slow it down. This one will according to your experience. Okay, you need to practice. But when you do this, make sure the bottom side is safe, because the laser power is very strong. If you shoot this place with very long time, it will shoot through this area. You can see the wood below, because the laser shoots through and the laser shoot at the bottom side. So make sure the bottom side is empty or with other kind of materials. And this place much better with the empty place in the bottom. Okay? So that's the welding using of the laser system. When you finish working, you can turn off the laser power. Okay. Don't use the gun point to other people. You still will have dangerous. Okay. You can put here and with some protections to protect here. So next time you repeat use it again, just check the lens protection lens again. You can turn it off. Turn off the machine. Turn off the power. And then turn off the okay. And turn off the motor kit. That's it, very easy. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoy your new tools for the laser welding guns.